an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, that was some episode. That's pinnacle Star Wars. I feel like top tier, or at least just for the episode, because we were like on and off about this the series, but like this was a
This,
good one.
I mean, comparatively, this obviously the last two episodes, like 5 and 6, were phenomenal, right? That was like some of the best Star Wars content I've ever seen. But I think the finale was pretty good. Some people are divided, but I think it was a good closing for that chapter, right? And now we get to see obviously Mandalorian in his all his greatness. Yeah, what an episode, man! It was just I cried like halfway through.
Yeah, there was some like like such cute moments that happened. It got me excited for Mandalorian season 3. But like I get like the skepticism on this whole series in total, just because it's really like a thing where like once Mando joined, he kind of took over, and I unfortunately kind of crossed through. I felt like in the last episode, this episode. But you know, Boba was pretty a little bit slow, but pretty good all
He's
around. You
getting
know,
old, but like he said, we all do. So
I'll try and do better.
just trying to do better.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, no,
But
it was
now I'm really hyped because they
yeah.
announced a Obi-Wan is coming in May 25th.
Yes, that poster got me so excited.
I know.
May 25th. I can't wait to do reviews for that. I can't wait to see what does that expand on. Unless it's just Obi-Wan drinking Arabian coffee all day or whatever. I don't know what he's gonna like do during that time or something. I don't know. But that's like I feel like just like you know, sometimes these type of posters they give like a certain mood or tone that's set.
hmm Well, they said it's 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, so obviously he's had, I think, like 10 years, you've kind of had time to settle
Yeah.
a bit. So I don't think it's going to be like right after, well, obviously it's not going to be right after Revenge of the Sith, but, he's not going to have the same emotions as he was after, Mustafar, right? He's going to be a bit more relaxed.
Mm.
Who knows? Like, I kind of want to see, like, how much involvement he had with, like, the Galactic Civil War. Like, was he helping, like rebel sects or like Jedi or something? There's a bit of a mystery in that period of Obi-Wan's life, and I kind of want to explore that.
It's because the comics don't do any justice to it too, because he's mostly either protecting Luke or some bystander from Tuskens, and that's about it. I mean, sadly, in the comics, all he really does, the only times he ignites his lightsaber really is in his hut where he lives, and it's kind of a
Yeah.
sad thing. He takes it from this crate, right, and ignites it like for old time's sake, and then like puts it away, and it's just like I don't know how he could get
There was
involved.
a comic too.
Yeah.
There was a comic too, I think, like where he had to help Luke, like when he was like really young too, right?
Yeah, that I think that was the one I was referring to. Yeah. I mean, I think Ben also like they had some interaction. Not Ben. What's his name again? Luke's uncle?
Qui-Gon?
No, Luke's uncle.
Oh, Owen.
Yeah, there was some interactions between them, like some scornful interactions and stuff. But
Mhm.
Black Chrysanthemum was actually in that comic
Yeah, I
book as
remember.
well. So that's interesting,
Yeah.
right? It kind of like I'm thinking now, will like maybe Black Chrysanthemum show up somehow? Like everything crosses over with each other in a way, like, or it's
Mhm.
just this gonna really be its own thing. I don't know. I don't know what you could do with it. Really, I'm like confused.
I wonder if we're gonna see like his training with Qui-Gon, because remember at the end of Revenge of the Sith, like Yoda told him, for his training to become a Force Ghost. I really want to see like, because they could bring Liam Neeson back. I feel like he would be willing to come back because look how much we got away with this series, right? So just having, or maybe it's like the voice, like from Clone Wars. It doesn't have to be like Liam Neeson, the actor, like portrayed, but like maybe his voice, and he has like flashbacks of like his training. I think that'd just be like, because you could really like expand. Like they hinted a little bit with the last two episodes of just like the Jedi mythology, but now because you have Obi-Wan front and center, and who better to do it because he's such the archetypal Jedi figure, right? You could delve into like more exploration of the Jedi.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like this show is gonna have a lot of flashbacks as well, and I'm all for that too. Because if anything, I would love to see like live action Clone Wars, or even some stuff like taking place before the Clone Wars. Maybe there's still some comics around that time too, like the Age. I think there's like the Age of series or like the
Mm-hmm.
Age of the Republic, the Age of whatever. They might go into the Anakin and Obi-Wan short miniseries too. They kind of, that was like
Mm-hmm.
crazy because that was like in a wild, like that was a wild ride of a comic book, honestly.
We still have the Lando show too. They haven't really touched on it too much.
Is that? I forgot that was a thing. Is that still? Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot.
it's Obi-Wan, it's Ahsoka, Rangers of the Republic. We don't have much on that.
I think that's canceled.
Acolytes. I think there was like a droid series. I think that's like more for kids. Like I don't know.
You're right.
And then and Cassian Andor.
Oh,
But yeah, we
yeah.
also have Lando.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. I think they're about to finish with Cassian Andor, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Lando, I don't know what's that. Oh, Lando! I don't know what's gonna go on with that. I mean, but oh yeah, what was I would say Riders Republic from Ubisoft.
The Riders of Rohan.
Yeah. Well, that they canceled it because of Gina Carano. She was supposed to lead that show.
No, I think they just recasted her. That's what I heard.
I heard that they cancel it. You guys let us know down in the comments.
Yeah. We're bad with sources, but you let us.
But I'm pretty sure they canceled it. Now I'm pretty sure because there was like it was like a rocky start, especially with her like leaving. So I thought it was gonna do with Timothy Oliphant's character, right? I thought that he was gonna like take it from there and like kind of like.
I mean, who knows with that ending we could, but
yes, I can't wait to speak about that. But yeah, I mean the future of Star Wars obviously is always escalating to greater heights, and I just can't wait to see for the future.
Star Wars is in a good place right now as far as content. I feel like it can only get bigger, right? Because now it's kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? Because I mean that's really like what Disney can do now. Because I mean we still have the Marvel shows, but I feel like as far as like stories, I mean there's a lot they could tell, but I feel like now Star Wars is kind of like filling in that vacuum that Avengers and like Spider-Man kind of like left open. But there's so much you can explore in the universe of Star Wars, and I'm glad that this show and The Mandalorian really like showed like it's not limited to 9 movies, right? You can really like pull from anything you want, and then as long as it fits the narrative that you're trying to tell, it can really lead to a phenomenal experience.
Couldn't have said it
But
better.
yeah, I love this episode, and it really like it just like explores the idea of like actors' legacies now, because like now with like CGI, like how good Luke looked, like what I wonder if like we'll ever get like a CGI Han, because we already have CGI Leia, we already had CGI Tarkin, and now Luke. I wonder if like Han will ever like. Do you think? Well, obviously, I doubt Harrison would come back because he's kind of like, he's already been like forward about like his willingness to stay with the franchise.
Well, they might get. I mean, they already did Solo. I mean, I don't know if they want to keep it consistent. I mean, but for sure, I think in Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series, I think that they might show like a younger Obi-Wan Kenobi. That probably is in the cards because that makes sense that they could do that. They could get away with that, and they have the tech to do it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with stagecraft too, everything like they could do now is like amazing. So yeah, Disney's doing it right so far. I think they just need to stay on track. But yeah, shout out to John and Dave for this phenomenal episode.
Shout out, and also fuck you because I feel so sad too at the same time. But no, thank you so much, John and Dave. You guys will probably see this video in the apocalypse when you have nothing else to watch. So come back to us. But we love you.
I feel like the Dave Filoni meme where it's like,
yeah, like this, and then shooting.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast with Dylan and Akram. We are back for another Book of Boba Fett review for Chapter 7, the finale to this phenomenal series. It was everything I thought it would be and more. Akram, I can't even express what I'm feeling right now. There were just so many great highlights and more to talk about for the future of Star Wars. But coming off the last episode, obviously we left on a major cliffhanger with Grogu. We saw Unreal Engine Luke. We saw Cad Bane. I shot the sheriff. So many cliffhangers, right. But it was a really great last episode. So now we're kind of wrapping things up now with Boba's story, right? We've kind of like gone from like the Mandalorian and Grogu's story. I mean, they've kind of like intertwined that into this episode, but now it's back to Boba's story, right? So tell me what you thought going into this episode.
Well, yeah, this episode hit all marks for me. Some of our predictions came through. I was happy to see that as well. Rancor, badass, big bottle, big body ass, big battle.
You see Taskmaster there, like instead of Cad Bane.
It was like a really like nice episode to wrap up everything. Did it leave some stuff out for Boba? In terms of like some no, I think it kind of tied up everything. Yeah, I feel like it was a nice ending for Boba. It kind of felt like Hawkeye, like that ending where it's like we kind of leave Boba there on Tatooine. Like I know now that everything's secure. I feel safe, which is funny because the episode ends in a certain way where it's like, and now to the next
safe.
Story.
Chancellor Palpatine managed to escape.
Well, speaking of that, where are those droidekas? We'll talk about that a little bit later. But it was a great episode. I hope you guys watched it too, because this episode, as you know, is spoiler packed, and I can't wait to unfold everything that happened. So, Dylan, take us away.
All right. Well, we start with Boba. Actually, it comes right off of after that explosion in that. I think they call it the Sanctuary. It's that little casino place. I'm mad we didn't get like any closure on that. I feel like it was so rushed.
They did them dirty. That was like such a mafia head. That was the Saints of Newark. I was like,
there was like no like remorse or pity. They didn't even like. I didn't even see any bodies really on the floor. I guess they just got fucking.
They just threw them in the trash. It was so dirty.
They like were sweeping them in like body bags and shit.
Yeah, I know.
I know, but it was kind of like a weird scene in that regard. But so yeah, and then Boba's there, Fennec's there, and Mando, and they're just kind of going over their game plan, what they're gonna do with the Pikes. And it was actually interesting, the interaction between Fennec and Boba, because Fennec kind of wanted to keep the spice trade going, and then Boba was kind of like, no, this is ruining our planet. We kind of need to get this shit off and return to normalcy. So I thought that was interesting because Boba kind of has like this very, I don't want to say like he's like promoting dare, like yeah, but like he has an honor to him, and that's obviously that's the title of this show, In the Name of Honor. So and Mando too, like his little dialogue with him in that beginning scene, that was so amazing. Yeah, and then the Cad Bane we saw back, he looks phenomenal. I love his little movements. A lot of people were like saying online like they didn't like how he looked. They kind of wanted him to look more like his Clone Wars style. I think he looks all right. It's a good balance between what we see in New Hope with the Duros and Clone Wars, right? So obviously you can't have everything look exactly like Clone Wars, but it's a nice balance. So, and he looks terrifying. Every like line that he uttered out of his mouth was just like menacing. So it was revealed that he actually put the hit on the Tuskens. So the Pikes hired him to kill the Tuskens, and that was a big reveal. Actually, that made a lot of sense because Fennec was like, "Oh yeah, the Nikto speed bikers don't have the manpower." So I thought that was like, and that fits his character so well because he's so ruthless and remorseless. So yeah, what else did you think of like seeing him back?
Yeah, that was awesome. I like just it felt like a different type of voice. It felt more gravelly. Obviously, he's older and it's more like raw and intense. He truly felt evil in this episode. And there was no like hope of like saving him from that. It's just like he knows what he's gonna do, and I like that. And we'll talk about this a little bit later, but maybe sometime we could see more of him in some type of media or something like that. But yeah, great that reveal. I wasn't like shocked. I was shocked by who did it. I wasn't shocked like at like the reveal though, like it's the Pikes behind it, because I didn't really believe the nicotine gang actually hit the Tuskens, So that was interesting to me. But yeah, and so what else do you have for us?
So then, yeah, so after that, we got an X-wing coming to Tatooine.
Oh yeah.
So everybody thinks it's gonna be Luke. I really thought it was gonna be Luke too, honestly.
I thought it was gonna be that other guy, the big guy. I thought he was gonna drop down.
Oh, Porkins.
Yeah, I thought that was him. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh no, it's like the Republic officer dude.
It's Gina Carano. She makes a return. Like everything is okay now. No.
Can you imagine? I know. So yeah, we get an X-wing back, and it lands in Pelimato's repair shop. And who do we see? Grogu, he's back. Obviously he's made the choice to follow Mando, and I thought that was really heartwarming because it makes sense because in Mando season 2, you know, Din had to sacrifice a lot of his own, uh, morality or like his creed, by showing his helmet off or taking his helmet off and showing his face to Grogu. So it makes sense that Grogu would abandon his own sect, all right, and for Mando because this show and Star Wars in general is about family ties and how bonds are so much stronger than religious beliefs. What do you think, like seeing Grogu back?
Oh, I loved
Like what?
it. He's so cute. I think he costed like to make $50 million, and you could tell there he is. He left Mando for you.
Right.
No, it was great. I mean, yeah, what you were saying right now, we talked about in the last episode too. It's like you can't live both worlds, and obviously he's kind of doing the most Lukiest thing he can do is like help his friends, no matter how he could help his friends, right? Which I thought was so cute. That he's just a baby, but like he has so much potential, and he did a lot, I guess, in this episode. Yeah, and I love the interaction between Mando and Grogu. It was really sweet. It was just really sweet, and I expected it though. I kind of like figured, oh yeah, you have to have Grogu like here. I mean,
When Grogu jumped into Mando's arms, I fucking cried, dude. Like,
yeah,
I've net like it's hard to make me like feel that emotional, but yo, I fucking cried, dude. That was such a great scene.
that
Like
was
seeing him
nice.
back.
That was really sweet. I know, that was so touching, and he learned how to jump too, which is funny from Luke.
I know. He should have did like the Lego like Yoda loop, like.
Yeah, I know, just the noise effect.
Can you imagine if he would have had like Yoda's lightsaber too? That would have been like weird. Like, imagine if he had the armor and the lightsaber? Like, that would have been fucking crazy.
They just start running. I mean, it would have been kind of like silly just to see this cute thing, like, "Ah," and he throws it or something. But no, that would have been. I thought that he was gonna maybe have both. Maybe at one point, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think that armor looks really good.
Yeah.
It kind of made me think of like when you when your dad buys you like something for Christmas and he's like, "Oh, you wore the shirt that I gave you."
Yep. Yep. It's so cute and under.
It's such a cute moment.
Right.
Yeah. I love seeing Grogu back with Mando. They work so well together, and obviously we're gonna see them in Mando season 3 because you kind of can't have Mando without Grogu in a way. We've seen like their bond is so inseparable.
That's right.
I don't think you can really have a show without Grogu or a show without Mando, right? They kind of they're too connected. You could say it's because of the Force or just their strong family bond. But
Right.
yeah, I can't wait to see them together in their own show.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to this show. So after that, Boba's kind of just like covering his ground, so his forces are kind of spread out, which I thought was stupid in my opinion because like he doesn't have that many people. So if you're trying to like spread them out, it doesn't make sense because you don't have like the foot, because they weren't even sure if like Freetown was gonna come, right? So they were just kind of like banking on like Cobb Vance's word, and obviously they didn't know that he got shot either.
Right.
I thought that was kind of stupid, but yeah. So they're kind of like spread out, and they're kind of like covering all the, I think they call them the Gotras territories, right? So I knew I had a feeling the Gotras were gonna betray them because they're in for their self interest, right? So if they see Boba is weak and the Pikes, obviously they have the spice, so they make promises to them. But yeah, I had a feeling they were gonna betray them. But yeah, tell me what you think, like those fight scenes between like Chrysanthemum and the Trandoshans and the rip to the Gamorrean guards, the real OGs from the first episode.
That's so fun. No, it was a great fight. It was a great battle. I question some of Boba's like tactics though. I feel like he's in a way he's like he works better on his own. I don't know if that was like on purpose. That's why the tactic, like I don't know. That'll be like a really far fetched like answer. But like perhaps he's just better on his own, and that's why the tactics kind of went to shit. Yeah, it was. They were really spread thin. And it was just really weird. And then the pacing kind of like threw me off. Like it was like sometimes like Boba would like fight like slow or like do something like in a really like slow manner. And even Black Chrysanthemum was like, "Yeah, you're a gladiator, but motherfucker, you're so slow." He's like this. I don't know.
I know he was like getting overwhelmed. I'm just like, dude, you literally fought Trandoshan
Right.
in the Gladiator. You had fucking Knuckle Buster.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, but the whole fight in general was nice, and something that you'll probably talk about a little bit later is everyone coming together. So I thought that was really sweet too. Yeah, again, this whole episode was just action packed. You know, it's full of set pieces. Did it work well? Yes, it did, and the effects were amazing. There was a lot of it was just like so like bombastic of an episode that we've expected. But I did feel like there was some pacing issues like during the whole episode, like littered throughout certain moments.
Mhm.
But yeah, please continue.
Yeah, they were trying to cover a lot of ground with the action scenes, and I do agree with what you said. Like Boba was making weird decisions, but I think that attributes to his newfound lifestyle, right? Because now he's no longer a bounty hunter. He doesn't work solo anymore. Now he's kind of like a leader, and he kind of has to make these decisions, that don't just affect him, but like everybody else, right? So so we got with these little like pockets of like Mos Esper like fighting, and then Boba uh, has this meeting with Cad Bane, and Cad Bane has this idea. He says, "I know how I'm gonna draw him out," and it's so well done. It's so like it just speaks to like Cad Bane, like how like intelligent he is, just like I feel like Cad Bane might have had like a military background or something, just because like the way he plans things, like is so like I don't know, just like maybe he was like an ex like mercenary or like a I don't know. The things he plans out is like fucking crazy, but yeah, he's trying to psych Boba out. So they have this meeting, and it's just really actually the first interaction we ever had with Cad Bane and Boba was in Clone Wars. So Cad Bane actually paid Boba off to start that prison riot that we saw in Coruscant. But now, obviously, they're kind of like both old. They're kind of like past their prime. They're veterans of a war age, right? So, and I love when he said, "I don't negotiate with gutless murderers," and then he pulls that line that Boba said in season 2. He's like, "If that's not the Quacta calling the Stifling slimy," so that's kind of like they're mirror images of themselves, really. But you could tell there was so much tension between them. They have such a broad history with each other, right? And just like this little tension, because even that last fight scene, we'll get to that, but I feel like in a way that just shows like their character development's great, because Cad Bane's kind of like set in his ways, right? He feels like, you know, bounty hunters shouldn't like become like more than what they are, right? They're just killers, right? They just, kill for money, but Boba kind of just wants to like go past that life and do something different, right? But yeah, what do you think of like just like seeing them like interact?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I wanted to see a little bit more like callbacks to like their history in the past. There, like the little subtle hints here. I loved what you said, by the way, about like mirror. I felt like so that's really funny because so when we get to it, but like at the end, in a way how things unfold, it's kind of like Boba. This is like the final nail on the coffin. Like this is who I am now. So that's actually a beautiful thing. That's what like Cad Bane is like. Yeah, this is who I am if I push it farther, right? Forget about my code. Now it's like this is who I would be. But yeah, going back to the interactions, that was awesome. Uh, it's true. It's such a funny like theory you have too, because I'm all about comics. Like I love that. I'm like, please visit Cad Bane later on in the comics or like do a spinoff and like show that because he's such a mysterious character. So I think that would really like fill him out more as like a character or just as a person in Star Wars.
Hmm.
But yeah, just the whole like ensemble of like these goons on the I have back shooters too, right? And then they're there. It was
Hmm.
such like a Western type of like movie. I felt like Quentin Tarantino. Well, what's funny? Robert Rodriguez directed this episode too. So there you go. It was really cool. It was a really cool moment. All interactions, I'd
Yeah,
say.
it's like a little mix of like westerns. It's like a little mix of like Seven Samurai, and then like Cad Bane is trying to psych Boba out, so he drops the little hint that it was him that killed the Tuskens, and I love that scene because like Boba's like trying so hard not to lose his cool, and because he's not only mad, I feel like that Cad Bane killed the Tuskens, but also Boba killed the wrong people, right? So in a way, he's feeling guilty too, like because he didn't exact justice. He actually killed people for no reason. So he's trying to like restrain himself. But I love that Fennec is there to like support him and be like, you know, we'll have another chance, dude. Just relax, keep it cool. So that was a great like little first encounter. And he's even like and Cad Bane, I love when he's like you're going soft, like he's trying to like really like tempt him to do some shit because Cad Bane knows like he could win in a quick draw with Boba. We saw that obviously with the fight because he wants Boba to lose his cool, right, and to just like fuck up. because it just takes one slip with Cad Bane and you're a dead man. But yeah, and then we go into this little interaction between Boba and Mando, and they kind of feels like band of brothers or some shit, like their relationship. It's like Army of Two or some shit. But like I love their like little dialogue because like Mando is so honorable. Like he will do like, and I think that attributes to like Boba, like when he helped him like rescue the child. So he kind of owes Boba in a way, for doing that for him. So he's with him to the end. And I love when Boba's like, "You sure you want to do this?" And he's like, "This is the way." And he pulls out his blaster, and they're ready to go. But yeah, take us to what happens next.
Well, our favorite character pops up with a solution. So gracious solution. And what's his name again? I forgot. The Twin Tail. I keep calling him
I
Twin
almost
Tail.
forgot. I don't even know if he has a name. He probably has one. It's the Twi'lek guy,
Yeah.
the major domo.
Twin
for the
Tail
mayor.
head guy. He proposes a
Apparently he
solution.
has a Harvard law degree or
Right.
something.
Well, from Coruscant, we get some backstory too. Apparently, he studied in Coruscant, which is so funny because there was so much like happening in Coruscant during the Clone Wars. So I like little callbacks of Coruscant anytime. But yeah, he proposes a solution to kind of settle everyone down. And so funny because Boba says, "Okay, write this down then." And so he writes whatever his solution in a tablet, right? And he goes to negotiate, and then all of a sudden, it's just full like hostile shit on the tablet. Like, I will not negotiate, whatever. Basically, in a way, fuck off, right? And
Right.
I thought right there they were gonna shoot him, but thankfully that's another tactic. And I found that like so admirable too. It's like Boba does not negotiate. He will like really quell the fires of like whatever evil is in Tatooine now. And I feel like that's a man's man, right? That's like put him in like in a deodorant commercial or something like that. He is like all about it. And Mando, both on jetpacks, screenshot worthy, right? That was such an awesome moment, killing guys left and right. So what did you think about that whole scene?
Django.
Oh, Django with the Rancor.
It fits too because Django Fett.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that was a great scene, man. So yeah, they used the Twi'lek guys like a distraction, and this is really where it felt like Army of Two. Like they come out on jetpacks, they're fucking like shooting blaster bolts. This is really where they like Boba's like in his prime in this show because like he's had like little fights like in between, but nothing at this scale. Right now, he's using his full arsenal, and I'm so glad they did it. So yeah, like him and like Mando, they have such like good like combat chemistry. Like they like support each other. They like cover ground. They like make sure their backs are covered. It was so well done. And on the Pikes too, I love that they have like little like Tommy guns. Did you notice that they have like because they really feel like a gang?
Yeah,
too,
that's
like,
so
like
funny.
a little,
Yeah.
little Chicago gang or some shit. But yeah, that was a great fight scene, man. I love seeing like them just like, and they were getting hit hard for a couple of moments. I thought there was like times where like they were gonna get like really pinned down because like the Pikes, they had like Mando and Boba obviously are trained killers, right? But the Pikes have the numbers, so they're really like getting pinned down on all sides. And thank God they got that armor because I feel like if they didn't, they would have got Swiss cheese like that one Tusken in Star Wars Visions when he got blown up. But yeah, that was a great scene. And then they're getting pinned down, and then the Pikes start getting shot back. And who do we see? Freetown. So Freetown actually like, comes to the rescue, and then they help them out. And I thought that was a great moment because it's like they kind of like the Pikes did it to themselves, right? Because the Freetown wasn't sure if they were gonna be involved in this, but I think after seeing Cobb Vanth shot, that's kind of like their leader and their respectable marshal, right? So I think like he was kind of like a martyr for them. That we kind of have to take action, right? We kind of have to avenge our great leader and take back our planet. So yeah, as I predicted in the last episode, I thought like Tatooine was really gonna come together and like fight off these invaders. So it came to fruition, and now like all the locals are fighting back, and we see the teams of like Chrysanthemum, the mod people, Mando, and now Freetown come together. I think that was such like a well done you know collaboration. But yeah, what did you think?
Yeah, that was really well done. Like you were spot on about that, and I feel like that's the greatness I think of Boba Fett too. Like the way how he kind of approached certain situations, except Freetown because he hasn't really interacted with Freetown, but like everyone else. I'm like hopeful to see Tatooine like later on, like in the future, possibly. Like it'll be a nice like place to visit. It wouldn't be like really corrupt as it was. It wouldn't be so dangerous. And so that's a nice thought. Because we do have like a lot of shots of like, just like up there shots, and it's a huge cities all scattered throughout. So like it's kind of like a nice thing to think of, like everyone's gonna come together. It's not like how it was when Luke was on Tatooine, right? With Jabba there. I felt like, was this expected in a way? Probably, but it's a start of something new, right? The Book of Boba Fett. It's a start of something new, and I think it's gonna be great coming forward, hopefully. So.
And I feel like that's the theme of the show, is like fresh starts, right?
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah, that was a beautiful moment that they shared. So they're all fighting back, and it kind of felt like a war movie. And Star Wars, obviously,
Yeah.
there's always conflicts in the galaxy wherever you go. And then the next scene was even crazier. So they were really going into lore for this one. So, they're pushing back the Pikes. So the Pikes need some reinforcements, right? So Mando has like this little heat vision thing that he sees, kind of like Predator, but he sees this shape in the back, and it's this weird kind of like spidery looking droid. Those droids, let me tell you, there's a history behind those droids. Those droids are called Scorpionic Annihilator droids, and they were actually concept art for Attack of the Clones by Doug Chiang. Him and Ralph McQuarrie are like the best Star Wars designers, but they were actually made by the same company as the Droidekas, the Colicoids. So the Colicoids are like these insect creatures, and they actually helped the Separatists during the Clone Wars. So they have these they market like these droids as like security droids or battle droids. So that's why they look so similar, and that's why they have like the shit. I could actually show you a page. Actually, I have the Attack of the Clones concept art right here. I could show you guys on screen also. So yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's amazing like how much resemblance they kept from the original concept art too.
They did a great job.
And also from I have the New Essential Guide to Droids. They look so much like the design in the book too. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, there you go. It's like those spiders things from The Mandalorian. Yeah, they really dig deep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just crazy like how much I didn't expect that, honestly. That was like the biggest shock to me.
Yeah.
Because that's like deep lore,
right?
I mean, I know they sometimes like pull from like concept art or like video games, but damn, I was like, oh fuck! Like as soon as I saw that droid, I was like, damn, I recognize that. That was interesting too, and they were like really like heavy hitters too. Like they were really like pushing back like the Freetown people.
They were scary.
Yeah, they were a big threat, and like I don't know why they didn't do this because they kind of did this in Clone Wars. Like I don't know why they didn't just roll the grenade underneath
Get my
the
man
shield
Saul there. I know. I was thinking about that. I was like, Mando, you have grenades, no? Boba? Like I was thinking about that.
I know.
Yes.
I was like, let's do it because Mando was really like trying to like hit him with the dark saber.
And a heavy ass lightsaber too. He might as well be hitting him with a chancla. He's like, like
I felt like Rune Haku. I was like, nothing will get past our shields.
Yeah, I know. It's like, damn. Fire.
Yeah, I know. They were like Boba even like shot his rocket. That didn't do anything.
Right.
But it leads to a great scene that we see next, right? So Boba goes off, and he's like, "I'll be right back." Probably went to get a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Yeah.
But, so Mando is really trying to hold down the fort, with the Freetown people and Boba's forces, and also I feel like they should have given Black Chrysanthemum a raise.
Bro,
because that bull was taking hits like this whole episode.
OSHA's gonna be all over that. Yo, I know. I was like, what the hell is going on? I thought he was gonna die.
That man was getting shot in the leg. He was like,
I was like, you good?
Right? He was getting like knocked over and shit.
I was like, damn.
Yeah. Those droids were like really like fucking up this whole town too. But then we get a great, scene. Boba comes back, and he's got the Rancor that he got in I think it was episode 2 or 3. So that was great. Yeah, seeing like live action Rancor, like it really, it's so, because obviously like they were terrifying in Return of the Jedi, but now seeing them like full action, it's like watching like a Godzilla movie. Like, what did you think about like seeing
that? Was great. I didn't know that Rancors could like do so much parkour. That was awesome. It was it was great. I mean, he was like slow, but it It was great. Like so capable of destruction, can tear down all of Tatooine. Really, it was something to behold. And obviously, Boba right in it. Right, that was so bad. Although that's like a really
So badass.
awkward position. Like all like he's like this, like that's kind of like
You
a
need like a
chopper.
wide saddle for that. I was
Right, I
like,
know. Then that was great. I was so scared.
like a bantha.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like a bantha. He tells it's like Boba, whoa, and he's like a bantha.
Like instead of the Rancor, we just come back on the battle bantha,
Right,
like
it's
the
like
one he let go.
Wow. Explodes. It's like, oh. End credits.
He made all these baby banthas. You have to get like an army of banthas.
That would be cute.
just-
Like I want to see a baby bantha now. I feel like that'll
I
like
know.
be super cute plushie. But that was a great like scene right there. I was really worried for the Rancor as well. It was taking a lot of hits. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I know.
They're really durable though. That's great. So
Well, I think they make armor out of Rancor hides in some of like the lore or the novelizations, because apparently Rancor hide is like really strong.
I remember them from the Force Awakens. That's when I kept on recalling Force Awakens sometimes. So with
The only thing that can kill a Rancor is a Star Killer, or
that's the only
or
way. You
Grogu.
have to have Star Killer. That's it.
Yeah.
No, that was a great. What did you think about that though?
That was awesome, man. Seeing Boba back, this really like made me like say fuck you to all the haters that were like, "Oh, Boba's not, dude, he's like kind of like a pussy now." Like, nah, he's back, baby. He's back with it, and it's total like Robert Rodriguez style. Just great action. And it's funny because like I just thought of Spy Kids too, like the Island of Lost Dreams. Like, imagine like all these monsters came with the Rancor. But yeah, I love that so much. The Rancor really was like pulling. Like, I felt like I was watching like a fucking like Mike Tyson like boxing match with the
Yeah, I know.
with the Annihilator droids. Or like,
They were
that
strong.
was amazing.
They were-
Like,
yeah.
isn't it funny like how much like Star Wars pulls, like now it's not just like westerns or like samurai films. Now it's like monster movies, like old like Godzilla, like King Kong or something like
It
that.
could be anything. That's the greatness of it. Yeah.
I know. And he even climbed that tower too, like King Kong. Which
King
is so
Kong.
funny.
That's why I thought he was gonna die there. Like, oh yeah, he's gonna die like King Kong.
Yeah.
Another throwback, another Easter egg. New rock stars.
He,
The
like
ones they-
falls like King Kong, like in Peter Jackson's. Like,
Yeah. Get the screen captures. No, but yeah, I'm glad that he didn't. But he fucked up Mando though. I was like, damn, Mando's wearing Iron Man armor at this
No,
point.
goddamn! I was like, that one scene where like Mando was on top of the building and he Hulk smashed him. And I was like, damn! Like Mando must have like need a fucking like icy hot patch.
Not
after
even a
that
sprained ankle. I was like, you don't have your ankles covered.
shot. It's like, damn, that just shows how like strong Beskar is. But,
Right.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then like Cad Bane comes back, and that just shows how badass Cad Bane was. He didn't even flinch with that fucking Rancor. So, he's pulling like the flamethrower and like scaring the Rancor off.
He knows.
And then
he knows.
Boba falls like the Gamorrean grids is like,
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, break down like that duel. What it was amazing duel between Cad Bane. It's such a callback to that little episode that we never got from Dave Filoni. But yeah, break down what happens for us.
Yeah, well, in the episode from Clone Wars, there was kind of like a similar type of like thing going down, and obviously, so Cad Bane is the one who created the dent in Boba's helmet, which I would have liked a little callback here, but it was complete like Wild West showdown. Great moment right there, great for like screen captures and stuff, and there was a little bit of banter as well, and Cad knows how to get into Boba's head. He's trying to. He's kind of saying like it's over. Boba's saying like it's over, right? And Cad's like thinking at this moment like Boba's kind of pathetic, right, in this path that he's going along. And then we do get some dialogue where Boba says like you're an old man by now, and I've gotten older or whatever. And then Cad says like I still take you on, right? And so we have that quick draw, same thing that happened with Cobb Vanth, and unfortunately Boba kind of like missed again. I don't think you could anybody like that goes against Cad, like it's a no. It's like an absolute
It's
point in
funny
time.
because Boba shot first, but he still got hit.
Yeah, I know. It's so
You
weird.
can't win with Cad Bane. Like, you could shoot first and he would still win.
That's how
He's
you
like
know.
the Han Solo.
Right, exactly. It's like this will come down in history as like who shot first, but like yeah. And so obviously we think Boba's down for the count really, and standing over Boba, Cad Bane is, and he's about to finish the final instruction, which I thought was like so funny, but like badass. But I thought that like line was so so badass. Like I'm just getting final lesson or whatever.
Right.
And then Boba, he comes back to it, right? And he pins Cad Bane down to the ground. And what does he does next? He stabs him, which I'm like really shocked at this death, to be honest with you, because I didn't think he would actually die. But at the same time, too, perhaps there could be other things down in the future to expand on him. No one's really dead. I forgot where I got that from. But yeah, what did you think about that whole interaction?
That duel was very interesting. I think he's dead. Like, I think like they showed like he really like plunged that gaff. And isn't it funny that it's the gaffy stick that he used? Because it's kind of like he avenged the Tuskens in a way.
Ironic.
But yeah, I think that was very symbolic because Boba's not a gunslinger, right? Cad Bane kind of has the advantage because he's such a quick draw. So I knew Boba wasn't gonna beat him in a long range fight. So I feel like he was kind of waiting for Cad Bane, to close in, and that's where Boba strikes, right? Because he's so good with melee, so he was kind of closing that gap, bringing Cad Bane onto his turf, right? And then when the moment's right, that's when he beats him with the gaffy stick, and then that was so like symbolic. That was a crazy duel, but yeah, and I think it was a very fitting end for Cad Bane because he's kind of had this long run as this ruthless bounty hunter, and he's done, and he even said too, like, this isn't the first time I've got one on you, Boba. So now Boba, instead of being the impulsive dude that he was, now he's kind of changed, right? And now he's more calculative, right? So he waits for that opportune moment to take Cad Bane on. But I was saying earlier, like, I think that's like that just shows like their evolution as characters, right? Because now, Cad Bane, he's always thought of himself like as just as a bounty hunter, another killer. He doesn't really need to be anything else. But Boba, wants to be more than that, right? He wants to not just be like a daimyo, but like be a leader, be something that brings like positive change to the galaxy, right? Instead of like being just a hitman for hire. That just shows like evolution, really like triumphs over like, staleness, right? But that was a great scene, and then Grogu is like he's putting the Rancor down to sleep. That was such a cute little moment.
Yeah, that was
He's
great.
like doing like a little mind trick.
Right.
Yeah, it came to like a very like satisfying conclusion. And then Fennec, obviously, it's funny we didn't see much of Fennec this episode. Well, obviously in the beginning.
Yeah, that's so weird, right?
And then she shows off her master assassin skills because like she pulled some like violent shit for a Disney show. I was like, God damn, I didn't think they were gonna get away with that.
That's Moon Knight for you. Introducing
I know
stuff.
she might as well have been like Moon Knight. She was like hanging the mare. I was like, God damn. I was like, cover your eyes, baby. But yeah, that was, and we didn't even see her like go in, and then she kills the Pike leader. I was like, God damn, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And then it's such a satisfying ending. Oh God, I love Star Wars so much.
I wished Robert Rodriguez threw in a line before she was gonna kill the last Pike, where the Pike says like, "Please have mercy," and she has a shotgun. It says, "Only God has mercy. I don't." And it shoots him. Full on machete.
You see like Gary Oldman's there from Book of Eli.
Right. Yo, what happened to Machete? I thought he was gonna show up. I just remember it's like an X-ray vision, right? Who shows up? Machete with two machetes, like take the joints on.
Or no, like he shows up at the last minute, but everybody is like kind of won already. He's like, I'm here. Oh,
I mean, I'm not surprised. I was expecting him to show up in the end credits, maybe like, what happened or something. I don't know.
He calls like all the Spy Kids family, like Antonio Banderas. He calls Dom Toretto, like the whole Fast and Furious.
It felt like that. It was a sweet moment. I was hoping that would happen.
But yeah, so now Tatooine is kind of just like they won. The battle's over. The Pikes are defeated. Cad Bane's killed. So it's a very nice, sweet ending. And now Mando is reunited with Grogu, and now he's off to have like these great adventures. And now Boba's just kind of like running Tatooine now. So I feel like Tatooine is gonna transform, like you said, into something better than what it's been previously known for. Because now like all the negative elements have been removed, right? Like the Hutts and the Pikes. So now they can just kind of like become a really like and a positive society. But yeah, what do you think like we'll see like going forward?
Then the First Order just comes and takes over everything a little bit later.
Forgot about that.
Plays that "So Sunny Philadelphia"
Those
song.
fucking sequels, man. They just ruin nice
Everyone
things.
forgot. Yeah, I know. No, yeah. I mean, there's gonna be peace for a while, right? And I think that's the beauty of this show, as we're talking about. Everything's like transforming. The industry is always evolving, and this is evolving too into something better. But I felt like in a way, this show was really trying to be like a good mid for, like, Mando season 2. We got this, and now we're gonna get Mando season 3. That's why I kind of felt like a little bit more centralized on Mando. When Mando showed up, he kind of stole the show, especially when Grogu was involved. So, but yeah, I'm glad at least a lot of things got resolved. I felt like I don't really need to see a season 2. We talked about this before. I feel like we could leave it like this. It kind of felt like Hawkeye, I mean, Hawkeye's different. I kind of like want a season 2 for that, but like here it's like, okay, he's just chilling. Boba, it's like he's getting older. Tomorrow's getting older. He's good where he is now, right? Everything is peaceful. And I like that shot of Mando speeding off later on, which I thought was such a cute interaction, right? And it kind of, it's like representative of like the future of the Mandalorian and just like other series in general. Like we're off to the stars. So I thought like everything was very symbolic, like you kept on mentioning, and everything was very purposeful. A lot of people had gripes. A lot of people said, yeah, Boba's a pussy, whatever. But it was very like an adult thing to go about this way. Like Boba kind of was like more like simmered down, right? A lot of people represented Boba. Like Cad Bane was probably the dark reflection of Boba. Fennec Shan was probably like the younger version of Boba, or how Boba would have been back then, right? And so everything was so like
That's
just,
true.
yeah. That's really my thoughts. I felt like this episode was a great like finale for the series, just because certain moments, right, after all the chaos, when the dust settles, like just that nice moment where everyone's like doing this and stuff, and so Boba, like I felt like really safe. I felt like, okay, everything came to a nice conclusion. So, but tell us what you thought of it.
I'm mad that we didn't see Max Rebo at the end. I needed that confirmation that he's still alive.
He was the main spice trader all this time. He was that's what it was.
Like, forget Crimson Dawn, forget the Pikes. Like, it was Max Rebo this whole time.
That's what it was. He was like working in the shadows.
That's why he survived the sail barge. That's why he survived the explosion.
It makes so much sense, right?
Right. But yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get like anything with like Boss or like Crimson Dawn or anything. I thought they would really be involved somehow, but I don't know. Well, the Star Wars universe is huge. We can always see it in other projects, but I thought just because Bosk is so close to Boba, maybe that we would have seen him, but I don't know. Oh, and then we get that end credit scene, of course, which I thought was interesting. I want to know your thoughts on this. So we see a close-up shot of the Bacta tank. And at first I thought it was Black Chrysanthemum because he was like, "Oh, I owe you a hot bath in the Bacta tank," but but no, it's actually it's Cobb Vanth, and who's in charge of his operation was the mod surgeon guy from episode 4, I think. So yeah, tell me what you think about that. Do you think we're gonna get him back? Because I know he's a popular character, but I can't see what else they're gonna do with him.
I think that, yeah, we're for sure gonna get him back. I told you this though. I said I don't think that he's actually dead. I said like maybe that was like a message, but I guess Cad Bane really shot him like for him to die. Yeah, like you don't cast Timothy Oliphant just to like kill him off for good, right? He has the great potential to like lead a series. I feel he's done it before for like FX shows, so it's like I could see him back. I'm just like thinking, damn, so now everyone that gets shot needs like some PC mod in them or something like that. I don't know why, but like, I'm excited that he's still around. I felt like that because they kind of did his character dirty, right? He was like so like righteous and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden he just died. So I'm glad that he came back. And then also at the end when Boba was walking around, Black Chrysanthemum was there, right? So I was like, oh, so who's in the back to tank? So I thought it was actually be Cad Bane. I thought he was gonna do like some like demented thing where he's gonna torture Cad Bane later on, or like try to recuperate Cad Bane.
Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you. I have other uses
right.
for you.
Well, that would have been cool though if like Boba's like this is like your lesson. Like there's always like a way to change. I don't know if that would be too cliche or cheesy, but that would have been interesting. That's what I thought it was. But I'm so glad to see Cobb Vanth back. So what did you think about that whole thing?
I thought he was gonna die, to be honest with you. I think that duel with Cad Bane was so fitting. That just shows like his caliber, because like two great Western gunslingers. So I don't know why they kept around. I'm mad they didn't try to bring like the deputy back, but I guess like Bull got like 6 shots pumped into him,
I
so there's
know.
not much you can you can do with that. But
He put that shit on automatic one shooting.
right, it's like a Uzi, just
Right.
um, but yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, I love Cobb Vanth. I'm glad that we got him back in the show. It's appropriate, because it's Tatooine. But maybe they're saving him for Mando season 3. I don't know, but yeah, just interesting. But looking back on this series, like, what did you think? Like, do you think it was a good story for Boba? Do you think like it really like hit the marks?
I think, and I said this before, I think it did what it was supposed to do to humanize Boba. Um, it was very truthful. It didn't do something where it's like super cliche, where like we're just gonna show the most badass Boba. No, because we have other characters that are kind of one dimensional that shown up and did that what Boba was supposed to do. When you have such an iconic character like Boba, you don't want to kind of just like put him as a poster boy. You kind of want to like add some humanity to him, to show that he has changed, and this reflects a lot, right? This is a type of realism in narratology. So I felt like it did its purpose. At the same time, too, it's a business. So it introduced the Mandalorian a lot, right? To market toys, to market a lot of things. And we're going to see that later on. I'm pretty sure this is a great, like, look, what came out today, Kenobi, right? The poster. This is just to keep everybody on the hype, right? Everybody loves the Mandalorian, and it's so much money that you can make from it. So it did what it's supposed to do, and it did it in a way where like it was truthful, but at the same time too, it was exciting to show you what's the future Star Wars that's to come. So what did you think?
Yeah, I agree totally. It definitely like because with Boba, it's kind of like Darth Maul. Like when you bring him back, you kind of have to make sure that the way he's representative fits his character, fits like the story, and also fits within the story that was told previously, like in other movies, right? So I'm glad that we got like him, like his story, like coming out of the Sarlacc pit. That's what I really wanted to see. That's like what a lot of fans wanted to see. Like, how did he come back? Because it wasn't really like explained in Mandalorian. I love his relationship with Fennec. I think she really like compliments him, because you're right. She is kind of like a reflection of his younger self, right? And he looks at her, and she kind of they kind of like complement each other, right? Because she brings like the kind of like the wisdom to him, right? And he kind of you know I don't know. They work so well together, but yeah, this show like I don't know. It's so weird because like there were certain moments, obviously, like where Mando kind of like shown a little more, and they just kind of like found out to play. Obviously like the two best episodes in the show were 5 and 6, and those weren't even with Boba. So it did feel a little out of place, but I did like. I do think this last episode kind of brought the story back and kind of like tied everything together well. So like it really felt like everybody got involved, right? Except maybe Luke, of course, but uh, he like shows up at the last minute, like they're all done. It's like, oh, I thought you guys were waiting for
With
me.
Machete along, they were just alongside, just ready to go.
Right. But it shows that you don't always need a Jedi to fix things, right? I mean, I did like that in Mando season 2. I thought that was really well. But I feel like if you always depend on the Jedi, you're kind of like, I don't know. There's no room to like evolve and like become better, right? So now we've seen like Boba and like Tatooine, they can do things on their own. They can learn, because he was even like teaching like the Tuscans like how to fight back, how to defend yourself, right? So, but I can't wait to see like what the Jedi are up to like at this time too. So that's another counterpoint. But I can't wait for Mando season 2. Like you said, they definitely like marketed it heavy in this show. But I think it was done well. I think you can't tell Boba Fett's story without Mandalorian, because they take place around the same time period, right? So they're kind of like on the same timeline. So I think Mando did a good job of like complementing Boba Fett's story. But yeah, looking forward. What do you expect we'll see with Mando?
Well, for sure, that guy has to take a bath like the armor instructed. He has to wash his hair.
Please. in the minds of Mandalore.
Like, no, I mean, I think we're gonna see a lot more lore, exploration. I feel like that's the whole thing about these shows now is lore intensive stuff, and that's great, right? I feel like, yeah, we're gonna see some things that has to be resolved from the Book of Boba Fett, that, obviously his episode. And also, like, I think we're gonna see a lot more exploration in Grogu's like backstory. Perhaps we're gonna see some nice callbacks to other Jedi, and maybe we'll see like some flashbacks of Yoda, because I'd love to see like a Grogu Yoda interaction. That's like, what's up? We never even heard of that before, right? That'll be great.
Truly remarkable.
Yeah.
Truly wonderful. The mind of a child.
Yeah, that's me right now. Like Disney's like that to me, like truly remarkable. I didn't never do it. That's like my I'm naive, but like I think for sure there's gonna be a new villain that's going to like not really complement the sequel trilogy, or like kind of like allude to certain things for the sequel trilogy, like we had with Grand Moff, whatever his name is. So I feel like, yeah, something new is going to come up. Maybe there's going to be like a lot of backstabbing going around with the Mandalorians. Maybe it's like, you can't live both worlds, Mando. And maybe they're going to even try to kill Grogu. That'll be something. That'll be really sad. Like, it's going to be darker. Mark my words, like every season 3 of like a show sometimes has like this really dark tone to it for some reason. And it opens up new opportunities, right? So yeah, but I'm desperate to hear what you think is going to happen in season 3. So tell us your thoughts.
That's actually a good point. I feel like it's gonna get a lot darker in season 3. Obviously, he has to go to Mandalore, so I kind of want to see like what's the state of Mandalore. Obviously, they got carpet bombed by the Empire, but who knows? Maybe there's still Mandalore, because we have to see what's up with Bo-Katan, right? After
Yes.
season 2. So I think she's still gonna hold. I think she might be the villain for season 2 or season 3, because she kind of has a grudge towards Mando, and I think she feels like she was really the one to claim the Darksaber. Also, we have Paz Vizsla too, so
Oh yeah.
who knows? Maybe he wants like a grudge too. So I don't know. Maybe it'll obviously be like the same format as the first 2 seasons. He's probably gonna go around to different planets, trying to find Mandalore, maybe. Because really, I don't know, because he wasn't born on Mandalore, so he doesn't know anything about it. Only like myths and legends. I definitely think we're gonna see the armor back. Yeah, I think a lot of mythology we're gonna go over. Probably like maybe Old Republic stuff. Maybe I really want to see like more of Tar Vizsla. Like, what's his story? Like, what's his? Because I feel like you could explore that with Grogu. Because Grogu is now a Mandalorian foundling, right? But he's force sensitive, so now he kind of has to like, maybe he'll like find like I don't know, something on like Tar Vizsla, how to train, because
Yeah.
now that Luke isn't around and Ahsoka's not, maybe he'll get like advice from Ahsoka. But now he has to kind of like train Grogu on his own, right? Now he has to be the father figure, the parent. Even if he's not a Jedi, he has to teach Grogu how to control the Force, right? Because he's still powerful. So maybe he finds like something on like Tar Vizsla, how, because we need to explore that relationship more, of like how Tar was both a Mandalore and a Jedi, right? So I think that's really gonna be like the focus of season 3, is like, now that they've kind of like discovered themselves right now, because now Grogu has accepted that he doesn't want to be a Jedi, he wants to be with the Mando, and Mando, maybe he'll be like the Mandalore, right? The new leader of Mando, because remember the armor hinted that there's, in the legends, there's going to be a new age where the mythosaur rises and there's a new age of Mandalore. So I really want to see like what happens. I don't think we're going to see more of the Empire. I think they're kind of like done now with Moff Gideon. And I think they're saving that for Ahsoka with Thrawn, obviously. But I think Din is just going to like meet other Mandalorians, and maybe obviously some characters from Legends too. Maybe more bounty hunters also. There's lots of room to explore. But yeah, any other thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, those are great points. Yeah, I hope those are explored. Yeah, great series overall. Great doing these reviews with you. I hope you guys enjoyed these reviews as well. I appreciate if you stuck with us to the end. It means a lot to us, really, it does. So thank you so much for checking these series out, and check our other playlists too. But as always, Dylan, you take it away.
Well, thank you guys again, like Akram said, for joining us. I can't wait to review Mandalorian season 3 when it comes out, and Obi-Wan, and all these great series that Disney Plus is giving us. Moon Knight obviously is coming, so keep an eye out when we review that. We still have another episode or two of Peacemaker left, so check those out. Check our other reviews out. We have a Batman review obviously coming out in March, I believe. So we're definitely like keep an eye on that. We have a Batman actually mythology episode, or like psychology, I should say, like where we explore Batman psychology and his Rose Gallery. So we have a lot of great content coming out for you guys. So stick around. I hope you enjoyed our review. If you like topics like these, please give us a shout out, a share, a like, anything. If you like documentaries or essays, check out Akram's channel, Green Steel. He does amazing editing and amazing like essays, so check him out also. But until then, guys, may the force be with you, and thank you for having lunch with us.
This is the way.
No. No. Okay, one more time.